Welcome gamers to episode 3 of this exciting Let's Play of Galactic Civilizations 4 Supernova. My name is DasTactic, welcome to the channel and welcome to the Steam page for Gal Civ 4. We're actually in here. I thought I'd actually sort of show you what's just come today at time of recording. I'm going to try to get this one up within a day of my recording. It's actually version 1.9. Now the game itself is due to release in about 3 weeks, I think it is. Where does it show? It doesn't actually show it in here. Quite often, so I'm not in the way anymore, that's good. Quite often it will then sort of have what day it's going to be releasing, but this is actually the day that it went into, or came to Steam, basically. It had been around for, the Gal Civ 4 had been around for a year before that. It came across to Steam as Gal Civ 4 Supernova, which is really like almost like a version 5, to be honest, with the amount of changes and the amount of content that's actually in the game now, as opposed to what was in Gal Civ 4, the release version on the Epic Game Store. It is massively improved, like incredibly improved. You can sort of see through here that the all reviews is just sort of showing 77%, which is still good for Space 4X games, to be honest, but very positive now in the 83 percentile for the last 30 days, and I would expect that to keep on getting better and better with the addition now of 1.9, which really does add a lot of stuff. So there should be, and I didn't check this. I should check before we actually before I start recording these things. But there should be some info about 1.9. There we go. So we've got things, for example, it will then tell us, I think it may even tell us in here. So this is the 1.9 Early Access Update, Galactic Civilizations 4 Supernova. I thought I'd do it this way, rather than just try to remember everything. I will go through a few of the little things in here. We'll just sort of skim past a lot of this stuff. These are the highlighted features. These are not all the features. So the new Korath civilization, the Korath clan returns vicious as ever. And it really is. And I'll show you why when we get back into the game. So I won't talk any more about the Korath clan. My favourite faction from Gal Civ 3, I think that's when they came in, or was it Gal Civ 3 or the end of, it might have been an additional part of Gal Civ 2 perhaps. I can't remember exactly when they came in. But they've been my favourite ever since. And you'll see why they're so damn good in this version as well, plus some other little changes that did come in. New modding workshop. Players can now browse, download and manage custom community-created content. Mainly visual, I've got to sort of say, visual and flavour sort of type stuff. I'm hoping for more there, to be honest. Like, you know, I'm hoping for citizens to be able to be modded in particular, because they're such a big part of what goes on. But there's already a lot of content in there because of when the game actually first came to Steam. There was a lot of content put up at that point, and that's still all very relevant because it is cosmetic more so than in fact, even if it's not, it still makes use of the same dynamics or the same game mechanics that were there, even though there may be a lot more game mechanics added into what the current version actually has. So the short way of saying that is the mods are up, and they've been up for a little while. They got turned off for a while, but there's a lot of them there if you do want to download stuff. Galactipedia, an in-game encyclopedia of concepts and terms that will be useful to have a bit of a look at. New missions. I didn't have a look at this one, to be honest. I've only just fired the game up. Sector bonus. You're now in a bonus for owning a sector. That's cool. That means you do have a reason for ejecting everyone else out of your sector if you can do it. Consequence events, so events where your choices early on have effects much later. That's good. Culture trait update, so added powerful new capstone traits to set your civilization on the path of victory. I don't know how that applies or where that one comes in. More civilization-focused content, so unique tech. Now that is, I've seen that one. Planetary improvements and other content based on civilization abilities, biology and culture. It's such a great combination of these different things that they actually have, the abilities, biology and the culture. Really, you can do so much more in this game than nearly any other Space 4X game, I've got to say. Just the way that the combination of those game mechanics work, it's meaningful. It's not just fluff, it is meaningful stuff. And the game has just really focused in on that over the recent iterations to really enhance that. So you can play something really quite unique. I said really about 5-6 times in that paragraph anyway. That's what you get for not scripting anything. Major quality of life improvements, including auto asteroid mining, a monthly summary screen, great, minimizing event windows, Now, one thing I'm not sure about is whether they've added in your Empire screen yet. We'll find out fairly soon, hopefully, because I haven't looked at the game that we're playing. Big AI updates, so improved decision making, reduced nagging, enhanced economic management, and more responsive to wartime circumstance. So that's good. So again, the AI is really, really, really getting a lot of attention in these last two versions. So just be aware that there is going to be. The AI will play differently, I would imagine. Not that I've really come across the AI at all in the game I'm playing, but just from everything I've read, it's impressive. People who have been playing the game have been reporting that it's been impressive as well. Improved galaxy generation, including larger maps. Now, they did tweak that in 1.8 as well. Tons of crash fixes, tons of bug fixes, much, much more. And I noticed a few of you, when I was doing my chat tactic and we were talking about GalCiv, a couple of days ago, it was mentioned that some of you weren't playing the game because when you had played it some time ago, like some months ago, probably many months ago, that it was buggy, that you actually didn't like the bugs. And I haven't had a problem with it. So if you are in that category and you do actually own the game, then I would actually fire it up and have a look and see what's actually in here. It's a very different game than what it was even a month ago, or even a day ago, to be honest, because we've now got version 1.9. There's the full changelog is back in through this other side over here. So there's the Korath clan. I'll show these things in screen. There's the cultural stuff. We've seen that before. Nothing new there from what I can just see very quickly. Looks like, yeah, this is the workshop. I'll show you this as well in game. Galactopedia, back in through here. This wasn't actually active last time. That's now active. I haven't had a good look at that one at all, to be honest. There's the creating your own civilization. Still, for me, the weak point is the citizens. I hope that they do allow us to actually mod them properly and sort of get right into the nitty gritty of those, rather than just putting changing the graphics of existing citizens. Yep, so what have we got through there? This empire deemed the sector secluded enough to begin expansion anew, yet recent subspace signals indicate the sector isn't as isolated as expected. No matter what it is, find the signal source and stomp it out. So this is actually where you're trying to take over a sector. God, it's such a beautiful looking game. Like it really is. I'm not sure what this one's showing. I don't know what that one is there, more about the game. There we go. So we've got sort of more other things in there, but that's just a bit of a summary on the Steam page. So I'll leave that one there, and we'll just go back into the game now and sort of and I'll show you the additions, and then we'll get into actually our game. Right, so here we are inside the game. You can see down in the bottom corner there, version 1.9. So this has just come out, literally. The one button that is actually now showing up through here is as the mod metaverse. So we'll have a quick look at that one. One thing that's missing from here, actually, is the, and I hope that they do add it in on this screen, not just in game, is the Galactopedia. I don't think it will be game specific. I don't think it will be I don't think it'll keep up with the history of the game as such. There's other screens that do that. So I just think that would be cool to actually have that out here as well. I mean, you've got your basic information, you've got your credits, you've got your forums, which are incredible. So much information there. Your Discord group, which is, again, really, really laid out. There's a lot of good... if you've got a bug or anything like that you want to report, I'm really impressed with what StarDoc has done in the Discord. It's very, very nice to use as a bug reporting format. And I haven't seen that before done anywhere near as well as what StarDoc has done that, to be honest. So I beta test a fair few games, and I just really like the way they've done it. It's very, very streamlined. I've done other ones where I've been on Discord forums for debugging, and I find that it's really up to the developer to go through and actually then curate what's been put in there. But the way that StarDoc have done it, there's a lot more automation. It really works very, very well. Anyway, I'm just saying it's a good resource. The Wikipedia as well, the Galactic Civilizations wiki, where you can just sort of get other information, essentially that's specific to GalCiv. But the actual Galactopedia is actually missing from this screen, so I hope that gets added. I'll be critical as I sort of see things. Back over through here, we've got the options again. I don't think there's been any changes there for a while. Your language, you now got different languages. I don't know if that was, I think that was there. I'll just click on done there. The new one, as I say, is the mod metaverse, and then we've got the ship designer, which has been here for a few iterations as well. the mod metaverse. So when we go back in, this then loads in from online. And so you can actually go and create your own ships and then go and upload them if you're wanting to from the ship designer. There's 3 different areas. And again, I don't know, like you can do it by downloads, I guess. That might be probably the better way to actually sort of structure what's popular and what's not. And I would imagine that Star Wars, Star Trek, you're not seeing any I mean, we're seeing Star Trek inspired ships, but are they, looks like it's the same ship basically. But you do get, like when you click on these things, you do sort of go in and get yourself a bit of a look. You can't sort of go into 3D space and through here. But I would imagine that eventually there'll be more and more things fleshed out in here. There's already a lot in here, like in this particular one. Like it goes page after page after page. You can search for specific ships as well. If we look at the Enterprise, there probably won't be one. Oh, there we go. USS. See how the ratings are all the same. So you've got these sort of ratings in through here. Yep, Star Trek Beyond Discovery, commanded by Captain 7 of 9. There we are. So we're seeing different sorts of screens there, I guess, of that particular Enterprise. The F version. There's so much you can do in this game. Anyway, that's definitely going to be there, of course. Other things we could look at would be TIE fighters. Yep, got a couple of TIE fighters there. God, that looks good. That looks good. Beautiful, beautiful. There we are. So anyway, that's so you can sort of bring these individual ships in if you're wanting to. So you can sort of do whatever you like there. I'll just get rid of that. So that's your ship designs as individual ships. For me, that's sort of a bit useless because it's only one ship. I think it's much better to have the ship styles, and there's not very many in here. So when you click on these, I thought there was 3 or 4. Let's go back to my mods and then back to all. Just go to top rated. Nope, none there. Okay, so this is actually when you make a collection of ships. And so this is much, much more valuable if, as a player, to be able to then go and say, okay, look, I want a Star Wars selection, I want a Rebel Alliance selection, and I think that they will come. There'll be people who love building the ships and will put these things together. I'll show you when we go and create I'm not going to play another faction, but I'll start the creation of another faction. I'll just show you where you build those. If any of you are interested in modding, please make some good Star Trek and Star Wars mods for us, as in ship style sets, not just the individual ship designs themselves. In fact, that's still focused on there. I'm just going to go click on done, come back in. So ship style sets, there we go, three in there, 3 different sort of styles in through that side. So we've got a few different groups now coming back into this one in through here as well. And what these do is that they give you like the full collection of ships essentially back in through here. If we just go back, just see if they're all showing that. Yeah, this is sort of showing you the whole gamut of the different sorts of ships that have been created for this particular style, which is fine. That's actually fairly cool. So so that for me is, I think, where this workshop really will shine in the future. The next thing is we have got factions as well. Now there's heaps and heaps of these as well. Sort of too many because they don't actually have the citizens, I don't think, anyway. Like when we click on any of these, like the Sky, for example. It's just the commander, a bit of the description. We're not getting any other information. I would prefer to see the full information about these civilizations, to be honest, and to see if they do actually have personalized citizens. That would be cool if they did. That for me would be really, really important, rather than it just being something we can just get through Alien GPT anyway. So for me, a lot of these are just Alien GPT, create something and just quickly upload it for the sake of uploading it. It feels like that. So I would love these to be much, much more substantial with what we sort of then go and see. You can see there's a fair number of subscribers with this one. If I just go back, just see what the most subscribed one is in here. That's top rated. They're all top rated. So we'll just go down to downloads. That's probably going to be the most accurate rendition. Xenomorphs back in through this other side. It's only rated 4, but there's 480 subscribers. It shouldn't matter that much. Yeah, okay, here we go. We've got aliens. We've got aliens, less of a civilization, more of a hive of xenomorphs led by their queen. There we go. So that's sort of where we are with the modding. So if, for me, I can see this growing a lot over years and iterations and things, not just with the amount of mods, but also the style of mods. I would love to, as I say, love to see citizens in here, not just the alien GPT sort of, or, you know, like, it's not enough. It's not enough to have what we have in here. Would love to see more of that. I think some of these, like the free Trandals, and for example, have sort of made their way through into the actual base game. I'm not sure if that's... yeah, I think that these are actually now part of the base game anyway. But you can sort of see there, you know, created, updated, you know, like, so the actual last time these sorts of things were actually updated, etc. That's all cool. We'll just go back out and click on done. Okay, so that's the mod area. So for me, it's the start of something that could be quite big if they, you know, give it time. And look, the fact that we've got permanent developers working on the game after release, this is a sort of area that I would think would be enhanced a lot. I would hope anyway. It's my hope for this portion of the game. Right, let's go into a new game and just have a quick look at some of the others. I was farting about with one over here, and I'll just do one so you can sort of see what I mean. This is my little test before we came in. So we've got now at the start of this series, what I went through was I showed what I thought the best approach for building a faction was, because of the limitations of the citizens. So you can actually now go and upload your portraits. I think you could do that before. 128 by 128 ping files, and you can then sort of just go and have them. I don't know how these get attached. I haven't played with this yet. I do mean to do this, to be honest, to sort of have my own portraits attached to different citizens. So you actually choose your citizen back in through here. I did notice one little weird thing. I'll just point it out because I don't know what this does. But if you double click, for example, you know, the Drengen, there's a little tick that comes on it, but it doesn't do anything. So if I click on that one and click the Korath clan, which is now one of the new ones that's come in, but then go and choose this guy here, the Memots, and then click on done, it's Memots that are selected, not the other two. So I don't know what's going on there. That's a bit weird. I did actually put a little bit of a report in, but I've literally put the report in and started recording, so because I want to get this out there. So I don't know if that's for something in the future. I'm just not sure how that one actually does work. The thing that we actually now have, the civilization abilities, we've got a couple of new ones. I think there's 2 new ones. These are really, really interesting because, and this is the combination of having... you know, like I think it was 41 or 42 last time I had a look, and you mix and match them essentially. So you've got like a really broad aspect of how you can play the game, and these do change your text, everything about the game gets changed by what you choose in here. And the 2 new ones are Raiders. I don't think Raiders was here last time, where you get minus 50% manufacturing and minus 50% income to all worlds. So you actually lose your income in manufacturing to a large degree, but you gain plus 100 credits and plus 20 manufacturing for winning battles. So the more battles you win, the better. You gain 500 credits and 200 manufacturing for conquering planets. And so this is a real one where you are sort of fairly... you have to be playing extremely aggressively to actually play as this one. And so the Raiders is a new version of playing, a new way of playing. Imagine if instead of having the races at the start, if this was where you started, because I think this is where the game should start. You should start by choosing these, because these have... that's got such a dramatic bearing on how you play the game if you choose this. Like, not just a little bit. This is like mind-blowingly big in terms of the way that you approach the game. And I love this. I love this about GalCiv. I think this is why this version of GalCiv is so much better than anything that's come before it. I don't mean just 1.9. I mean GalCiv 4 Supernova. All of these are impactful, and all of them actually do change the way you play the game. And so instead of having we've got a lot of factions to play with at the front there, which give you all of the fluff and all of the background, but it's these civilization abilities that really dictate how you play the game. And so these are incredible. Raiders, I think, is a great addition. You can see there also starts with the armed shuttles technology. So you sort of are already starting off with a bit of an attack type force. So very different way of playing the game. And then you've got genocidal, so massive advantage in conquering planets due to not caring in the least about collateral damage. So it can convert other species unfortunate enough to end up on their planets into living neural network batteries. So it's basically an enhanced slavery, sort of genocidal sort of stomp through the galaxy. Really amazing. Like amazingly different ways of sort of playing the game because of the benefits you get. And of course, because you can then go and choose two of them, like raiders and like a raiding archaeologist, you've still got this thing where you've got to attack. An archaeologist, for example, this is just the first one in the list, I think. Is it? Yeah, I think it might be. Anyway, it's archaeologists. Whenever artifact changes are earned, an additional charge is gained. So you can still mix and match so much with what you then go and do. Plus, then you've got your civilization traits, which also have like a major bearing on how you play out the game. So just the combination of this screen is so much more impactful than this screen, in my opinion, anyway. Now, the other thing I'll just quickly talk about is the fleets. So the fleets over and through here, this is actually where you do build your fleet styles, where you build up like a design for every single class. And so it's a big task, but if you're a modder and you're thinking of doing a Star Trek or Star Wars mod, please do this, not just individual ships. By all means, do the individual ships as well, but that this is actually something where when you come in, you're going to then be able to, like, people will then be able to really immerse themselves into a group that would be playing as either one of these Star Wars factions or Star Trek factions. I think this is, for me, one of the meaningful ways for the mods to then really enhance the gameplay of the game is through these fleet styles, not so much the individual ships. The individual ships are fun, but they're not really the nitty-gritty of the game. Whereas this is full immersion when you're playing, and I think I can't wait to see what people will develop with this one. So I hope I've done enough of a sell job on you modders out there who love doing this sort of stuff, because I think this, as I say, is just going to be incredibly good. There's so many different ways, so many different templates, and then the templates then sort of feed in. Like if we went, for example, to a, I don't know if that's just individual ships. Actually, it looks like it is. But these end up becoming essentially the ship styles that then used, or the fleet styles that are then used by a civilization, which I think is much stronger than just having individual ships. Anyway, that's where we are. I won't do any more than that. We'll just get back out of this particular one. I did just build a quick one just to see what Raiders and Crime Lord would look like, along with Nihilism. So, but this is where I was testing the Citizens. So I'll probably actually ditch that one. I think I'll just go and delete that particular faction. Also, of course, back down through, there's the one we're playing right now, actually, so we'll come back into this one in a minute. Down the bottom here, we've got a couple of additions. We now have the Korath clan. And so the Korath clan are exterminators, so transport ships were replaced with planet-killing spore ships, and genocidal. And so this is that genocidal that we just saw has just been added into the game. So this is the way that the Korath clan would be playing. They are going to be as evil as ever, much more evil than anyone else with those two combinations. They do have the siege fleet as well, so it begins with fighters and a siege ship. Still got the flagship as well. Totalitarianism is the way that they go about things. So these are the most evil faction so far in the game. I don't know if there'll be others. I mean, I think that with those abilities, they're going to be able to add a lot of stuff into it. Then finally, the other thing we actually now have as well, we can actually choose a random civilization to play. And for me, I love that, because I love to play that way, where I don't know what I'm going to get, and then just sort of start playing. So that's a great addition as well. That's all of the factions now fleshed out. So we actually now have everything ready for the launch. So I'm not sure what will come with the launch. There's certainly some little things that aren't quite working properly, and so I'm assuming that they will be worked on up until the time of the launch, and probably beyond that as well. But it seems to be feature complete now with the Korath clan. I mean, do you call them a feature? I do. I loved them. I loved them in the original game. They were so damn good. Anyway, that's where we are with the actual game itself. Well, I think what I might do is I might just back out. I've got to head off actually and take my wife somewhere. So I'm just going to I'm going to stop the recording here, but I'll come straight back in this episode and we'll just continue on playing from where we were. You can see there's a lot of little things that make a big difference have been added to the game. Okay, so here we are now. We're in the actual game that we were playing before with version 1.9. There's still no way, and I hope that they change this, but there's still no way to see your civilization. I thought there may be something in here where there'd be like a different sort of tab or something. That's where I would assume it would go. It's a civilization overview, but it doesn't actually give you any information about your actual civilization. It's just sort of funny. Eventually it comes sort of into diplomacy, sort of. But yeah, it does need it. It's frustrating actually when I'm trying to show what we're doing and who we are without actually being able to actually sort of explain exactly what our benefits actually are. We do actually have there's other ways I guess to sort of find that out, but it's not the same. It's not the same. All right, let's just go back. We'll just click on done. Now the other things we need, we can end our turn here. Just do a quick summary of where we actually are. If we just go across into the data bank. There's another one as well. Like there could be, like the data bank is like a timeline. This is essentially where we are in the world, and so they could actually have just your civilization in here as well. Like that could actually work, but it's just not here. I was expecting it, to be honest. I was expecting it to be in version 1.9. I thought that was one of the additions. So unless I've missed it somewhere, I just don't know. We've got faction power. So back in through here, we can sort of see we don't really have anything to compare this against. So it doesn't really matter. The report, though, can, or the stats in through here, we can sort of see that we've got the becoming sixth. So we're coming last in population and credits. Coming second in the number of planets colonized, which is good. We're coming first in planets conquered, but that doesn't mean anything because they're on zeros. Controlled parsecs becoming second. Controlled parsecs linked to the home world is becoming fourth. Battles 1-0 through there. It's funny, when I first glanced at this before I started recording, I thought, we're doing pretty well. But zeros don't count. So we've got the ships built. We've got 2 ships built. We're coming middle of the road there as well. Prestige, it doesn't really matter that much, but anyway, that's not great. The civilization in the details in the core worlds, what they're actually doing. Back through here. So actually one of the other changes I meant to mention is that they no longer, like when we started off this series, I destroyed my capital and then rebuilt it. The capital is now it's the first building that you can actually then go and build, or one of the first buildings. So it's now is where you then get to designate where it does go. So that's actually it makes it a little bit easier for people to sort of see where that actually is. So there's certainly other changes. But I was hoping that we would actually have civilization data somewhere, and I've looked everywhere for it. It's not in here. Got a bit of an overview, but it doesn't tell you again what your parameters are. Like it tells you the stats of where you actually are. Actually, there we go. We're coming first in income and in approval. Second in research, or influence, sorry, not research. Fifth, I was thinking, how on earth did we do that? Because we're not really focusing on research at this stage. We're looking for a good research colony, and then we're going to sort of use our vault to use the tech finder scanner to actually apply that to whatever our tech planet is likely to be. We've got our planets in through there, ships, star bases. That's all we've really got there. So. Right, now what are we doing? We're building, at the moment, we're building a colony ship which is going to come next turn there. We're probably going to have to sort of almost stop building those after this. God, there's a good food planet there, but it requires the exotic world colonization. I think we'll just end our turn. So boarding and from here. So really we're going to have to just use the last citizen that we actually have. So we'll board, done. This then will reduce a monthly income, I think. Now, we want to go to Chavira 3. If we have a quick look at the actual planets that are available to us. So we've got Albadi 2. These are class 4 planets, class 4. Sorry, that's class 5 poor. It's class 1. We do have an excellent, this is Chavira 2. So this is an excellent planet. We've got a Durantium cloud. Does have a -2 population cap, unfortunately, and low growth. Chavira 3 is amazing. It does have 9% approval. Does have harmony crystals. Other ones we've got is Adasich 2. Again, that would be good as well. God, there's so many good planets in here. I think I'm just going to have to keep on building. There's another one there, Mapingo 3. So let's have a quick look and see where this one actually is. So this one's over here, and this we don't actually have a foothold out in this direction. We've got them out here. We've got another ship on its way back over this other side, but I think we'll have to go this way. So this is Chavira 3. So let's go and do that with this colony ship. Just gobble up as much of this territory as possible. It will pay dividends in the long term, I hope, if we can defend them. So we'll have to sort of start to head that way. That's all we really can do at this stage. Yeah, so Chavira 3 was the one that it was recommending anyway. Research complete. We've now got the hyperwave radio. What this one does is it actually unlocks the special ships for us, and we've been waiting for this to happen so we can actually then get a combat ship. So let's choose new tech first of all. Now, space weapons, basic weapons for space combat. We've got subspace streaming. I think we'll go space weapons. This one does give us the better beams. Space elevators as well. And this one will allow us to build supply ships. Actually, maybe we'll get that one, even though it's not recommended by anyone. I think we might just go that way. So we'll just click on done. That way we can start to really boost the production of different worlds if we need to, if there's something we want to be building. And probably, I'm thinking of the technological capital, for example, in some world. We'll be wanting to grab that one. Now we also need to go back into here. Oh, actually, we've got another colony ship coming in 4. I'm pretty sure that we have another population coming very, very soon here at Aurora Prime. In fact, it's just arrived. Next one's coming in 11 after this. So this one here is 4 intelligence, 5 social, 4 diligence, 8 resolve. That's okay. Fairly middle of the road. That will be fine. So this will probably be one of our last colony ships for a little while until we sort of get the other planets really fully established. Empty policy slot. Okay, so we've got another one of these. Now we've got the shipyard stimulus. We must subsidise the shipyards with more manufacturing help. So this one, our gross income goes down by 5%, but our military goes up by 20%. Military is the shipyard production. Professionalism, so we're a loyal person. This has allowed us, our officers, to form bonds that build trust. So we end up with experience, extra experience. I'm thinking for our leaders, I wouldn't mind that because we're going to start to build them up. Land exploitation. I'm thinking even Heart of the Empire as well to get the influence and the gross income. The gross income at the moment is 11 basically. If we throw that one in there, it then goes up to basically 11.6. We get a little bit extra. Or do we do professionalism? Wish they would stay in the same slots as well, so that you can sort of don't have to check in exactly what you're doing in here. Look, for the sake of the money is going to be important. I'll put that one in there. We can always come back and change it. All right, that's now done. Now we do actually have some things in the Galactic Bazaar that we can now make use of. What do we have? Illyrium. Yeah, we don't want to be buying any of this stuff at this stage. Can we sell stuff? Not yet. We don't have any special abilities just yet. Now that was the executive orders as well. We've got the one that will actually then go and print money for us, but at the cost of approval. And we also then have the draft colonists. So sometimes we can't afford to wait for volunteers. This will provide a free colony ship. Now it'll only go down by a small amount. I think we might do that because there's so many colonies around that are still great to get. Let's just go and execute that one. It's going to take 33 control. We've got our control is running at 63. So we've still got 63 even after getting that particular ship. So there it is there, another colonist group, and that one has got, oops, the colonists on board. I'm not exactly sure who that one is in terms of the citizens. Anyway, that's going to be okay. I think we actually generate a new citizen as well. So the next ship we want to get is we're getting Chavira 3. Let's have a look at the other ones we want to be going and getting. So we've got Chavira 2, which is there. It is there. Now this one does have Durantium, so we've got a Durantium cloud in around that one. It's nice and close to our capital as well. Chavira 3 we've had a look at. That one we can't do. This one's excellent as well, Promethean Refinery World. But the low population growth makes it less viable for us. This one here has got precursor nanites. That's Mapingo 3, which is back over here. That would then sort of, we've got another ship making its way across to Eldasich 2. I think we might dominate this region of space in here actually, Mapingo 3. So let's go that way. God, it's sort of tempting because this is so close. But I think we'll be able to take that one anyway. So let's just go and we'll get that one in 4 turns. So let's just go out to Mapingo 3. Go and settle that one. All right, and yeah, 2 leaders. Now this is actually where we have the next choice, which is really where we're going to finish off here. I'm actually tempted to do this in the next episode because this is a sort of like this can be a fairly important change to what we're doing. So we've got a couple of guys. We've got one guy in through here with a really, really high resolve. And when we look at this one through here, so now it's the diligence and the resolve. Increase attack based on the commander's resolve. Doesn't require logistics. This is the path of ruin, this particular ship. 4 attack. I might do this in the next episode. What's the cost of this? I think we can just drag them in and grab them, I think. Increase hit points based on diligence. Yeah, so this is 8 and 8. This is 12 and 5. So it's basically 1 point difference. So we end up with better hit points in through here. We may get 2 of these. Look, I might leave this episode here, and then that way we'll come back through and talk about how we do this. So we'll start off with these ships. So I'll come back for that, and I think we will leave it here, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next exciting episode, which I should be uploading in a couple of days' time.